Dear children, welcome to today's catechism session. This is your catechism teacher Sunil Furtado. In today's session, we are going to talk about dignity of human life. I am sure you are all aware and understand the meaning of dignity of human life and you agree with it. But understanding and living it out are two different things. In today's session, we are going to understand what is the true meaning of dignity of human life and our role in it. To understand this and to find the answers for this, we looked into the Bible and we found the answer right in the beginning of the Old Testament, when God gave the 10 Commandments to Moses.
You shall never take my name in vain. You shall keep the Sabbath day holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder.
God was intent on taking the Israelites to Himself in righteousness and holiness. With that purpose, God gave the 10 Commandments as a part of the conditional covenant between Himself and Israelites. They laid the foundation for relationship between the people and God and between one person and another. Children, hope you remember all the 10 Commandments that you learnt in your lower standards. The 10 Commandments can be divided into two parts. The first 3 dictate how we are to relate to God, while the balance 7 define our relationship between each other. Children, in today's session, we will discuss only on the second part, that is relationship with each other. There too, we will focus only on 3 commandments. Which are those? The first one is the 4th commandment, which is to honor your mother and father. The 5th commandment, which is you shall not kill. And the 8th commandment, which is you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. So we will focus only on these 3 commandments and try to find an answer to the dignity of human being. We are going to talk about how we relate to our family and friends as we begin to expand our circle from ourselves to the world around us. So it is not just ourselves, not even just our father and mother. It is all those people around us whom we call family and friends. Let's begin with friends. Take a moment right now to think about your relationship with your friends and try to answer these 3 questions. How many close friends do I have? What is preventing me from having true close friends? What is preventing me from having more friends? Try to be honest when you answer these questions to yourself. If we look at our family, our parents are constantly telling us what we should do, what we should not do. If we have an elder brother or a sister, they are always watching over us. And if we have a younger sibling, We are always required to take care of them and be a good example to them. For some, these obligations are considered as a limitation on everything they want to do, whatever they want to do, and to whomever they want to do. Is our freedom curtailed because of our family? What is the true meaning of freedom? Freedom means we have the ability to choose what is good so as to prevent us from bad things. Obedience to the family is simply a way to fight bad things which lead us to sin. God has actually blessed us by giving us our family. Just as our parents try to keep us from harming ourselves, God tries to keep us from harming our souls. In this way, God has given us, our parents, an authority over us as an imitation of His authority over us. Our obedience to our parents is simply our practice of obedience to God. The dignity of human life teaches us that sometimes our own friends, our family members may let us down at times when we needed them the most. Someone closest to us may have sinned against us, may have harmed us. To treat them with respect, dignity, and love, we need to practice forgiveness. That same forgiveness that Jesus taught us from the crucifix. Many of us feel that our families are far from ideal. We have problems. Every family has a problem. We are not ideal family. But we, or rather you as children, have great responsibility for promoting good in your family. And how can you do that? You can do it by deciding to become a change by yourself. How would your family change if you decide to be obedient to your parents? How is your family going to change if you decide to respect your siblings? How would your family change if you decide to be the Holy One in your family? So children, let us be the ones who will bring the change in our families that we want to see, that change. And when we change, our family too will change and will become an ideal family. We shall now look at the next commandment in our list. That's the fifth commandment, which is very blunt and clear. Thou shalt not kill. Human life is sacred, created by God in His own image and likeness. The human soul is immortal and is destined to be with God forever. Anytime we contribute towards the ending of a human life, it's a very serious issue. So the most precious thing in this world is a human life. And we should be careful enough not to cause any damage or loss to the human life. That is why it is important that we always respect human life from its creation to its natural death. Whether it is killing in wars, whether death penalty to a criminal, we should always give priority to the human being's right to live than choosing to kill. Our goal should be to protect the society and not take the revenge. Think about the different ways that we may have contributed towards promoting death in our society. Whether it is somebody by murder, doing a murder, or somebody's suicide, abortion, euthanasia, promoting embryonic stem cell research, abusing your own bodies with alcohol, drugs, overeating, tobacco, cutting, fighting. All these are ways of promoting death and should be avoided. The idea of killing is much deeper than what we see, what is depicted in the movies or the serials of a serial killer. The way we live shows whether we are pro-life or pro-death. Just because human embryos cannot speak for themselves doesn't mean we can rob them of their life. Do we say when to a friend, when if you want to be my friend, you cannot be a friend to somebody else? Are we taking away the lifeline of somebody? Let us decide whether we are pro-life or pro-death. We now look at the last commandment in our list, the 8th one. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Do we live in such a way so as to encourage truth, or we create situation that the other person has to lie? Do we speak the truth always, or we always have reason for not telling the truth? Keep in mind that as Christians, no matter where we are, whom we are with, who is watching, we must tell the truth and let the truth be known. Overcoming the habit of white lies or lies that seem to be harmless is very important. We must look at the harm that is being caused to the victims of our lie. We are obligated to uphold the reputation and honor that everybody has as a human being. This means that gossiping about somebody or destroying somebody's reputation deliberately is a sin. In the same way, flattering somebody with lies is just as wrong as tearing somebody down with lies. When somebody asks you to keep a secret, keep a secret, unless that is going to cause somebody harm. One must strive to convey the truth in spiritual beauty, human beauty, and the beauty of the world around us in its entirety. So children, in conclusion, the dignity of human life demands us that we see and treat all humans as God would. Secondly, uphold and protect the dignity of those we are closest to, in our own family, in our family relationships. Thank you, dear children.